Yesterday we have seen how to register a service and what are the implications if you register service at the different places. Now now let me run the project. So it will start in a moment. Okay, so localhost 4200, can you see these two components are sharing the common service? These two components are sharing what? Common service. So if you want to share the data between the components in this way, so count variable is shared between component 1 and component 2. Are you getting that? Here count variable is shared between component 1 and the component 2. How? By means of the common service. Remember that this is how common service will work. Just a moment. Okay, this is how common service will work, and this is sharing the data, this is sharing the data, and data is getting shared by means of common service. Presently we have the demo service. So this is the one thing. Now what I want to do, so I have two more components, or we'll extend this only. Same services we have. This is component 1, component 2, right? These are the two components, first component and second component. Okay, now I would like to have in component 2, in the component 2 there would be there would be the page division, and I can say style dot width is equals to 300 pixel, not 300 pixel. So let's do something like this. So in the app component we have a row structure like this. So let me remove this col from here, and columns, for this I would like to remove, I'll take column inside the component. So here we can have column dot col. This would be input, and you can have border. This is column. That's it. Border, I can say primary. Border primary. What is the problem? Okay, in this case you need to rerun the app. So this is a bug, remember that. You need to rerun the app and it will work properly. Okay, now it is showing the error. App component HTML, there is an error. Okay, extra div is there. Okay. What happened? COL. This is one column. This is another column. This is row. Okay, inside a row we need this. So why it is coming below? Something mistake I have done. App component, this is one, and I would like to make this is one column, this is one column, COL. Yeah, that should work actually. But this column
Hello,
structure.
sir.
Hello.
Uh, we have to give separate column, no? Another column for decrement.
Yeah, this is in this separate column only. Decrement COL. So component 2 would be having two columns. App CMP2 would be having.
Here is in the same row in app
Fine.
component.
Huh.
In app component,
Huh.
we
So in
have to give another div class column, no? For app component 2
but
below.
that is inside the component. If you see, separate div we have already given. This is the COL. Separate div already given. This is the COL. Are you getting that? See, this much is one row, and this is coming below to that row. Why? App CMP2, that is a part of the row. We have written that inside a row. and app cmp2 is having div class col. Okay, so this should be considered as column, and class col border like that, so this should be considered as column. So col, it is like writing like this, div col. Now it is like this. So earlier it was like this. Okay, now it's working in the correct columns, perfect columns.
Yes, sir.
If you add col and some arbitrary text, see, still it is working. But the moment I shift this, oh, got it. The moment I shift this, okay, it changes something in a weird manner. It start behaving something. Yeah, see now. The column structure gets disappeared, I think. So this column is acquiring this much width, remember that. And why so? This column is acquiring this much width. cmp2 class col border. Well, let's not invest time so much on this. You can think about the design work, not an issue. But see, I would be having one more column, and here some random text. Okay, remember that these two are belonging to one column. If you see, okay, something like this I have done. Now what I want to do, app component 1 would be having one more button. So here there would be one more button. So I want to change the color of this text when I click over here. When I click over here, I want to change the color of this text. Okay, so what I want to do, if I click some buttons in a app component 1, let's go to the app component 1. This is app component 1. Here I can say input type button, class btn, and btn info, value I can say info color, then after the info, what's that, gray color, gray, like that. So two color I have. So if I click on the info, the color should be of info. If I, or say danger instead of this. danger. So if I click on the info, the text color should be of the info. If I click on the danger, the text color should be of the danger. So you can achieve this by means of having the common parent variable, right? Do you remember we have done this thing, progress bar example? So you can do progress bar example in this way also. So this is one component. I'll give some. I just want to differentiate M5 from all four sides. Can you see this is one component? I'm clicking on the increment, decrement, that is working. This is another component. This complete is another component, info and the danger. If I click on the info, so this color need to be of the info color. If I click on the danger, this color need to be on the danger. Remember that this is a component 1, this is a component 2. There are two separate components which wants to communicate with each other, and that is by means of the service. Okay, we already have written a service in between them, that is nothing but the demo service, right? Now we can have something called as, let me have txt color, is of type string. Txt color is of type what? String. And here I can say change text color. So which button you have created? Clicked btn, and I can say it's a number, right? If you have, if btn is exactly equals to 1, you have clicked info, else you have clicked danger, else you have clicked what? Danger, else you have clicked danger. Okay, now this is a service which is a common to all, right? Which is a service, this is a service which is common to all, and this wants to share the data. Remember that in an app component HTML we have registered this service at the component level. Yesterday we have registered this service at component level, but remember that app component is having two children, right? So if parent provides the service, that service is applicable to all of its children, and in this case app component has two children, app component 1 and app component 2. So that service is available to, what you can say, both of the children. And remember that this needs to be, so if you want to share the service, or if you have such scenario in front of you that inter-component communication should be there, right? And if you want to achieve by means of service, so service need to be declared at the top level component, not a component level. Because if you register a service at this component, if you register a service at this component, right, there is no use, because it would be having a separate instance, So in such cases you need to register a service at, what you can say, top level. So we have already done that yesterday. So in an app component TS we have registered the service. Okay, now component 1 is there, demo service. Let's do the demo service part. So if you want to do this thing, you want to emit the events, and that's why you need something called as color emitter. So both of the things are private, or even we don't need this thing. Just make a color emitter, is of type event emitter. Event emitter is going to emit the event of type string is equals to new event emitter. Getting that thing? Color emitter is there, is of type event emitter, and we are initializing the event emitter. Now here emitter dot color emitter this dot color emitter dot emit hang. Hello. Yeah, color emitter dot emit color emitter dot emit. So here you can check if button, if 1 means what you need to pass. I'll pass the name of the class only. So text hyphen info, and here you can say text hyphen danger. So this is the built-in class. So I'm emitting any string, but for feasibility I'm emitting the class names, right? So demo service is going to emit that. Remember that one thing is going to emit and one thing is going to receive, what you can say, color, receive color function, right? So here this dot color emitter dot subscribe. Can you see? This is the event emitter. So what event emitter does? It emits and the subscribes for the particular event. It either emits the event and it subscribes the event. Emits the event, subscribes the event, right? So here we need to pass the lambda. So we are going to get the color. So variable name can be anything like this, but be sensible while giving the names. Here you need to pass a function to the subscribe method, and I can say console dot log and txt col, and I can pass txt col. Okay, let us see this is working or not. I'll go to the component 1 first, and we need to pass the click event. We need to write the click event is equals to, say, on or color clicked, COLOR, color clicked. Here I can pass 1. 1 is nothing but what? Info. And here we can pass 2. 2 is nothing but what? Danger. So in a component 1 we need to write that function. That function is nothing but what? Color clicked. So here you are going to get btn as a number, is of type number, of course. And then for the service you can say this dot, which service? Demo service dot change text color, and here you can pass the btn. Right here you can pass what? The btn. See, color clicked, change text color. You have written the function in the demo service, and the receive color function. Remember that you are going to receive color inside component 2. So I will go in a component 2 here, and remember that demo service is here also available, here also. This dot demo service dot receive color. Here we are going to receive the color. So just I am passing this function over here. Okay, and let us see we get the data or not. Open the console and go to this. Can you see text info? We have achieved text danger, text info, text danger. Means we are receiving the data, but remember that this data is getting received inside the service function. Over here, this line you are receiving the data, but that color needs to be available inside component 2. How do you do that? Then people will say just return this from here. That will not work, because if you write a return statement, consider that this dot cnt is equals to something like this. It won't work. It won't work because this line is going to get execute before the event is getting received. That's why this won't work. So what you need to do, to the receive color function, you need to pass a function as a parameter. To the receive color function, you need to pass what? Function as a parameter, right? Closures, you get an interview question, what do you mean by closure? This is the closure. You can see fn. I'm passing a function as a parameter which is of type, we need to provide the type. Presently I say any, right? And instead of writing console over here, I call that particular function fn, and here I to that function I can pass txt col. So I'm calling this received function. So whenever you have a receive color function, to that you need to pass a function whose type is any, then txt col and fn txt col. You need to do something like this, or straight away you can pass fn. That's it. This is also perfect thing you can do, right? Closures, I'm talking about what? JavaScript closures. This is a real implementation of a JavaScript closure. Okay, now can you see here it is giving me error. Here I need to pass the function who is having string txt col col, right? And the function body, and here I can say console dot log ta ts. Fine, variable name can be anything, but that should be sensible. Line number 20, and inside component 2, see, now I'll open the console and this. I open the console and this, you can see info. Can you see component 2 tss, component 2 line number 20, component 2 line number 20, component 2 line number 20, means you are getting data inside this. Well, JavaScript says that instead of writing full function, you can write the lambda. You can write what? Lambda also, like this. Just revise our lecture on the lambda. Okay, receive color and something like this. So what we need to do, so here we need to have text color is of type string, and here I can say this dot text color is equals to tss col, whatever it is, right? Now I will go to the HTML. I'll go to the HTML and we can say ng class, okay, instead of ng class, just have the class. See, there is a bootstrap class, and here I can have a paragraph, and inside that paragraph we can write class is equals to text info. If you see, color would be getting changed in this case. Can you see color has been changed to this? We can say text danger, and then here is the danger. So same thing, now we are getting this text in one variable. We need to just try class and variable name text color, variable name what? Text color. Can you see it is changing? So one component is passing data to the another component by means of event emitter. Parent and child relationship doesn't require in this case, right? Just remember the flow. I'll draw the architecture diagram, sketchpad, and see what you have. So you have CMP 1 and you have CMP 2. We have component 1, component 2. Okay, and parent of this is, in this case, app component. Parent of this is app component, right? And inside app component, sorry, so this is a parent and child. App component is parent of this. You have provided service here. You can say your service you have provided here, and this service object, just hold on, change the position of the service. So we have provided service here. So this service is provided in app component. See, either you can provide it in the app component or you can provide it in the module level, right? So component 1 uses event emitter. So this is having, this thing is, service is something having called as event emitter, EM, event emitter. Service is having something called as event emitter. So component 1 is emitting the events and component 2 is subscribing the events. Remember that an event emitter is inside the service, and this service has been provided in a component level. So you have a component 1. I'm repeating architecture. You have component 1, sorry, you have app component. Let me close all these things. We have app component, right? Inside app component you have registered the two child components, app component 1, app component 2. You have registered what? Two child component, app component 1, app component 2 inside app component. And app component has registered a demo service. A demo service is this. A demo service is used for emitting the event, color event, means color, means component 1 is going to emit the event, component 1 is going to emit the event, and component 2 is going to receive the event, right? On the click of particular button, component 1 calls this function, and in the engine init, component 2 has registered the listener for color changes, right? I'll show you that as well. So if you go to the component 1, this function gets called when this function gets called when color component clicks the particular button, and in the engine init, component 2 has already registered the component 2 has already registered what? This receiver. Getting that? Component 2 has registered this receiver. Okay, I'll push the code and see what happens. Services, and you can say event emitter. I have pushed the code. Please check it once. I'm pausing the recording. Not getting your voice properly. Can you say that
Now?
again? Yeah, now I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay. So in this case, we are doing that there are two components, and
Uh-huh.
when we are clicking button of one component, we are calling that service and emitting that.
Yes. Yes.
On click we can do that in javascript or .NET. What we do that on load or page load, like that we can do, means when that component will
On init.
initiate
Yeah, yeah. On init is the function for that. On load is nothing but on init.
on init.
Yeah, here
Okay.
you can straight away emit the event. So you mean to say something like this: change the text color on the initialization. You can do that as
Huh,
well. Here also you can call, and button you can pass one number, one or two, whatever it is. On init you can also do, and see by default color would be some color. What is this? We don't need this thing. See, code is getting updated. See, by default you will see some color to the text box.
okay. Um,
So where I have written that? In component 1. Okay. After some time you can say, just a moment, change text color. If change text color is 1, then text info should be color. Got it? What's happening? Now concern is that, see what is happening after view init. We can override ng after view checked. So on this method, instead of init you can call it over here. After completing the view and checking everything, you need to initialize it. Can you see now? It will change the color by default. Right, after view checked, what's the significance of the method? After view checked is used for in that scenarios where your view gets loaded. So your view gets loaded completely. After that you get this event. Whenever you get your view loaded completely, you get that event. Now what was happening whenever I was calling it in the on init? So both the components loading simultaneously, right? Both the components are the children of app component, and they were loading simultaneously, init of this and init of this, right? So in the init you have received, and the init itself you have emitted. So that was a confusing. So you are saying that do not fire the event on the initialization level, but whenever you load complete view, at that time fire the event. That is nothing but change text color, and that's why at the beginning also you are getting some color changed. Okay, just a moment. Can you see my screen? Hello. Now
No,
do,
no, sir.
okay, now do you remember we have seen something called as at injectable? So on the service very beginning there was something called as at injectable. Now if you want to at injectable is the decorator, at injectable is the decorator that is going to be used. Consider that you have one more service. If you want to inject service, one service into another service, Angular says that I need one of the decorator, and that is nothing but the injectable, which means that you have another service class, say remote service, and you have another service, all service. So we have something like this. Now see, I'll create the service. NGGS, NGGS, remote. Which project? Services. All to one more service I am creating. All service here. Can you see it comes with add injectable provided in root. So it is saying that if you want to provide service straight away in the root, that is nothing but the module, root module. So you just need to attach provided in what? Root. So it is, so writing this over here is very similar to writing or to providing that all service over here. So if you don't want to come over here and still you want to provide service at the root level, you can attach what? Provided in the root. This is the Angular 7 feature. I think Angular, I don't remember, but 7 or 8 feature. So this is not a change. What is this? Is not a difference in Angular 7 and 8, but this is a little bit more advancement of providing services. Instead of going there, or you can completely skip it. You can say I'm not going to use it. I'm going to go manually over here at the module level and I'm going to provide the service on my own. You can do well, not an issue. But some people say that instead of going there, you just provide from here itself, provided in what? Root. And intention of this service, now this is the all service, right? Let me remove all these things and let me remove all these topics. Demo service we need, a remote service also we need, and let me remove all these things. So we have all service, and in a all service, see, all service is dependent on two more services. A remote service and what? Demo service. And what? Demo service. Now you go to the project, and in the app component, so let us provide which service here? All service at the module level. Let us provide the service at module level. See, there is an error. Okay, it is, let me run the project again. Okay, can you see? The class all service cannot be created via dependency injection as it does not have Angular decorator. Can you see? This will result in error at the runtime. It does not have a decorator. Which decorator? Add injectable. Add injectable. Interview type question. Why do you need add injectable? If you want to provide a service, if you want to inject one service into another service, all that service need to be decorated with what? At injectable. Otherwise you will get that error. At injectable. See now, hopefully that error is gone. Yeah, see, there is no error. That is about at injectable. This is something different. Don't worry about this. Okay, that is at injectable, and provided in root means providing that particular service to the module level, root module. That's why it's a root. I'll push this much code at inject table. Okay. Now the homework. What's the homework is? Homework is nothing but you have progress bar. You need to convert progress bar to the services. So presently we have used two components, right? So today's homework is this: convert progress bar code using services event emitter. So one component will emit the progress, another component will receive the progress and update the bar accordingly. So this is one thing you need to do. Okay. Then we have created a table. Right? Do you remember we have created table? Now above each and every column, there should be sort column. There should be one text box, sort column. Right, this homework you need to do. What I mean to say, Angular table. What I mean to say, I'll show you. This is a fancy component written by some third-party developers. AG Grid. Straight away, it communicates with the web API and fills the data in. Now we have created a table, right? Above that table, don't use this thing, ready-made thing. Can you see make, model and the price we have? So above the make there is a text box. Above the model there is a text box. Above the price there is a text box. If you start typing on the T, all the things related to the T need to be sorted. If you start typing on the M, all the things related to M would be getting sorted. This is what you need to do in the homework. So this would be one component and table would be another component. You just need to plug the new component and you can call it as the sorting part of the table. So above make there would be one text box, above model there would be one text box, above price there would be one text box. So in the above make, if you start typing on the M related things need to be sorted in the table. Here if you start typing on the S related and M related things would be getting on if M had some data, then S and M need to be sorted. Sorry, if you're talking about this model and you say S, if you type starting on the S, all the things related to the S need to be sorted in the table. This is what you need to do. Okay, remember this example. Two homeworks you have. These are homework HW 1, and if you have pending, you need to cover that also, HW 2, like this. If you have something pending homeworks, you need to complete all that as well. So homework. Okay, so do that thing. So I would like to start the new topic, or shall we start on the next weekend? You tell me. So is it possible for you for the regular batch? How many of you are available? How many of you are available for the regular batch? Evening 5 to 6 would be okay. Morning also would be okay for me.
So timing,
You suggest me timing. So I'm okay for the regular also. I'm okay for the weekend also.
morning 10 a.m. sir. Morning.
Yeah, what about other people? 10 a.m. would be okay. Mayur? Okay. Priyanka?
Yes, sir.
No, sir. Morning time is not suitable for me because of my call, office call.
Then what is suitable timing?
In the evening, 5 or 6.
Okay, 6 to 7 in the evening, okay?
Yes.
All agree 6 to 7 in the evening. Prathamesh, there are some working people also. So 10 a.m. is not preferable for
Okay.
them.
Okay, sir.
6 to 7 in the evening, okay? See, we are agreeing on the timing 6 to 7. So I'll write here. So 6 to 7 in the evening daily. So I'm talking about the daily batch, remember that. So tomorrow we'll meet at 6 p.m. in the evening.
Okay.
Okay, 6 to 7 would be the batch time. Yeah, fine. So can I end the call?
Yes.